Like, you don't have to put on or try to be somebody else or whatever you think I may like or whatever somebody else may like. Just be your authentic self.
It's some worse. And I was like, let me hurry up and get out of this store. Oh, this bitch get arrested naked. I'm like, girl, it's not that serious.
I'm an added swimmer myself. You are? I'm sorry now.
You are?
Huh?
I thought you didn't know how to swim.
I said I'm not. I know how to swim for my own benefit.
Like I'm in quicksand and I'm like, Daddy, I love you, bro. I want to be this close. I don't want to go yet.
I think people try to kind of be what they think you need, and it's not really that, or try to operate in a space that and feel like they're being an ally, but they're not really being an ally. Because I tell people this all the time. It's like at work, especially when you're a new person at work.
I wish we could be a bit more unified in some of our approaches to how we try to address inequalities or negativity that's directed towards the community.
Welcome to another episode of the Off Topic Podcast. I am Mario, and I have with me tonight Brian, DJ E-Box, and we have Ronnie with us tonight.
Hey.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. Tired, but good.
Right.
I just had to say this really quick. So, like the cute little pictures that come up in the beginning when you guys were on the boat, baby, you and Hayward's legs were delicately moisturized. You hear me? I don't know if it's cocoa butter or what, but yeah.
Ain't that it? Well, you know, I tend to have dry skin, so I
can't stand the ash. Okay.
Yeah. I overdo it sometimes. Yeah. You guys get ready for the Thanksgiving holiday?
Yeah, kinda.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Just
I
another
haven't
day.
started my baking. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I just didn't feel like it today.
What you gonna bake?
I do a couple pound cakes, some sweet potato pies, pecan pie, a lemon icebox pie, and some cupcakes. Too much.
That sounds like a lot, and you haven't started yet?
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Oh, tomorrow morning. Oh,
Tomorrow
okay.
morning. Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say, okay.
Tomorrow morning. AM, like 6, like a work day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you enjoy that. You enjoyed that. Brian, what about you? What y'all got going on?
We're not going anywhere. I think we're having a few people over on Thanksgiving proper. We're not doing a traditional menu, but I know we're going to have some food. I've been kind of out of the planning of that, so I actually really don't know a whole lot of what's going on. I just show up. And it's at my house, so I don't actually have to go anywhere to show up. So
That's even better, huh?
Yep,
even better. All right, yeah. We are going to Cincinnati. So
Okay.
it's essentially, it feels like it'll be kind of like a day trip in a sense, because we get there late tomorrow and we come back. I guess you can say 2 days, but so we're going to spend some time with P's family, so that'll be good.
Okay.
The other side of his family, because we normally spend it with like Mama Kim and Monet and the kids. So this will be the first year that we've spent Thanksgiving with his father. So
Okay, that'll be neat.
something fun. Yeah, something different. I feel like I was going to say something else and I lost my train of thought. I guess it comes with old age. Oh, no. Happy belated birthday, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm 35.
Very productive birthday.
I did. I turned 35, and
Yeah.
Boy, I can't stand you.
Yeah.
He did it like he wanted to say something, but I'm gonna let her have this if that's what she wants to say. Okay.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, we had a full day. I had a full day. So, but it was nice. It was real nice.
Good.
The Wicked's good. I don't know if you guys are into musicals, but that movie is phenomenal.
Is it?
Yes. Now it's 3 hours long. That's only part 1, but it's good.
I'm sorry, 3 hours long, and it's only part 1?
Only part 1.
So there's another part to it
that they're going to release next November. So the movie ends where the play does the intermission. Yeah. So
Okay, okay, that makes sense. I was about to say, well, the play only lasts, couple hours. You mean tell me I'm about to 6 hours for this thing? But yeah, I will try to make a way to check that out. I think we said we were going to check it out, but we decided to go see the Gladiator 2 instead.
I heard that's good, and I want to see it. But my son told me that I can't see 3 if I haven't seen 1 and 2 yet.
Well, this
And
is true.
I have.
This
Oh,
is
is
true.
it? I thought it was 3. Okay.
This is
So I was
true.
like, I didn't even know it was another Gladiator movie, and that kind
Yeah,
of stressed me a
the
little
first
bit.
one had, oh man, I forget his name.
Like Russell Crowe.
Was it
Is
Russell
it
Crowe?
really old though? And
No,
how
no,
old?
no, the other gentleman. What is his name?
You said
Gerard Butler.
Gladiator 1. It looks like Brian's looking it up. I'm gonna let him look like he's looking it up. I don't know.
Are we talking about like the movie from 2000, or like right around 2000?
It's been some years. Yeah. It's been a
Russell
long
Crowe.
time. Is it Russell Crowe? But then why they kept flashing back to Gerard Butler? Is that his name, Gerard Butler? The man from 300?
And I have seen that. That I've seen. That was good.
They flashed back to him a couple times. I'm like, so I'm here. I am thinking that was okay, well, Russell Crowe, but they somehow they did a flashback to somebody that maybe he was in the movie too. Because I was thinking, I was like, well, he was in 300, but nonetheless, very good movie. Only piece of criticism I have about the movie is this: everybody else seemed like they were in a character, and this is probably the criticism of. I also have a lot of times for Samuel L. Jackson, is that Denzel seemed like Denzel, if that makes sense. Like he didn't throw his voice, he didn't do it. Like everybody else had an accent, all that kind of stuff. But he just sounded like he was from Queens or wherever he's from in New York. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I would have loved to see, because like sometimes the like the Idris Elbas of the world and some of the others from London, like when they take on a role, they become that. They get into it. You can't.
Was he snoring, P?
Well, listen.
So
in my defense, and I don't know what it is lately about these movies, but in my defense, like the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie, like I start off watching it, and then well, really what it is because prior to we have drinks. So when we get in there, I'm really into the previews. I'm like, oh, that looks good. But then the movie start, I'm into it for 15, 20 minutes, and then I just like get into a deep.
and you said like a baby. So, so what I heard is that you were telling me you're trying to give Brian and I a review, but you slept the first hour of it. So we don't know what happened.
He's over exaggerating. It was probably about 20 minutes in
quick little cat nap.
I just had to refresh. And it seemed like every time I fall asleep and wake up, I turn over, look over, and here he is staring at me like, I know you ain't sleep. Like, man, it's a mess. It's a mess. I really do think this time the man next to me was kind of like, I know this motherfucker is not asleep like this, but I needed to get a couple, as they say, we used to say a power nap does your body good.
Rest your eyes just for a quick little minute.
That's all I needed. I was back refreshed. But it's definitely something worth going to see, and I just think that sometimes, I would have loved for him to be a little more in character. Okay. That makes sense. Consider to me, it stood out like that he didn't throw his voice and pick up the accent like everybody else did. Anyway, but it was still a very good movie. And Wicked, I plan to go see that.
That was real good.
Are you into musicals and such, Brian?
Not really, no.
Oh God, I love a good musical.
Yeah.
I'm not really driven to go see them, but I've seen a few and I enjoy them. They're entertaining enough, but I don't necessarily have a drive to go see them necessarily. So if I get dragged along, I can enjoy it, but I don't necessarily seek them out.
Gotcha. See, in my mind, I was thinking Brian would be the wild card. Like you wouldn't think that he would like musicals, but then he'll, come up and say, "Yeah, I enjoy it." And Fiddler on the Roof was great. Something like that.
I love me.
No.
I fell in love with musicals with what's my girl? Mary Poppins and the best little whorehouse in Texas with Dolly Parton.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
I probably could have performed on that myself. I mean, I wasn't at a whorehouse. I mean, I know the songs. That didn't come out right. I
Yeah.
know the songs is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying that for us.
Yes.
You know, ain't that it. Well, let's get right into it, guys. I know, Ronnie, you have not been with us since post-election, so this is your first time with us. And so just give you a few moments to talk about how do you feel about the election?
Okay, let me say I was hopeful, but I am not surprised. I just think when it comes to some things, people will go against their own interests to keep others down. Basically, that quote I sent you earlier today. Yeah, that's how I can put it. I was hopeful, but not surprised, but also disappointed. I know that doesn't make sense. That's all over the place, but and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I promise, but I still refuse to 100% believe that he won. And I say that because at our ages, we've been through a lot of elections, right? Well, quite a few, you know.
Yes, up. This is probably my third election.
Oh, okay.
That I've been able to vote.
Just 3.
So whenever I was thinking back, I was like, when have they ever been finished before 6 a.m. on a Wednesday?
That is true.
When have votes ever been done that quickly? Like we were all saying, we'll probably expect something Thursday morning at the earliest, Friday at the latest, depending. So with all the early votes and the mail-in votes, I'm just like, you guys couldn't have went through those that fast. Like then it takes me back towards his last rallies when it was after a while. Oh, I don't even need the votes. I still want you guys to get out and vote, but I don't need the votes. And it was like, I don't know. Then you got to think. Elon got about 87 satellites up in space right now because he's on the government's payroll. So we don't know. But and Joe Rogan saying Elon told him he knew what the outcome was 4 hours before they, so it's just a whole bunch there that I'm just never in the history of me being a voter have I known the votes to be done that fast. And it's just, I don't know, it's disheartening. But I am sitting back because they voted for him. So whatever happens. It's one of those things. Like, I mean, we got to look out for ourselves, of course. But hands off.
Yeah, I know you and I go back and forth each and every day, just whatever pops up.
All day.
Yeah,
we keep each other up because we need to know what is happening.
What is going on? So yeah, I think I expressed this on a previous episode that I also feel like there was some shenanigans going on with the voting, or with the election, because I just find it hard to believe that I guess I don't find it hard to believe that he won. I won't say that. I think I find it hard to believe that he won by such a landslide in certain regards.
Yes.
And so that's what caught me off guard, because would it have been such a controversial election and everybody making such a big deal? Oh, this is, you would think it would have been just Thursday, Friday before we actually heard the final. And to your point, so 6 a.m., we already know who won. We're like, huh? And then for him to win every battleground state.
That was I didn't believe it. Before I went to bed that Tuesday night, I know that because I was like, let me turn everything off and just go to sleep. I'll wake up in the morning, just check it real quick, and I won't check it again until Thursday morning. But by like 10:15 Tuesday night, Indiana was calling it. And I was like, the polls just closed. How are you guys calling it this soon? So yeah.
Yeah. So it's how everything just falls in line. So then, he gets the electoral vote, then he wins the popular vote. Then, now, Republicans win the House, and now they win the Senate. It's just everything's lining up too perfectly for it not to be some shenanigans going on.
Right.
But So when people say, well, this is what America wanted, this is what we voted for, I'm not quite 100% sure I can say this is what we voted for, because I don't necessarily know if everybody really voted for this. Now, I'm not being naive to the fact that, I feel like there could have been a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing, acting as if, oh yeah, that they were so bothered by some of the things he did or were saying and stuff like that, but in reality knew they were going to vote for him all along. But I do know a lot of people have been saying, from the reports I've been watching and news shows and stuff like that, that the economy was a big factor for a lot of people. Interestingly enough, the economy is one thing that I feel is going to change
drastically
very soon. And so I wonder then how important or how some of those voters will feel about that. Brian, was you looking something up? I felt like you were looking something up.
No, well, I was actually taking a glance at electoral maps between 2016 when Hillary Clinton ran and 2024. And they're actually surprisingly similar. They're almost identical with the exception of Nevada. So, talking about like when we got the results and things of that nature, I think a lot of states made changes to when they count early votes and things of that nature. That kind of led to some of the feelings of like this happened a lot faster than we expected, because 2016 or 2020 rather kind of set a weird expectation with us, because we knew that the pandemic, early votes, that was going to be a delay there. But it's actually not that unusual to have it called on election night. In a normal year when things aren't crazy with the pandemic. So don't get me wrong, I'm as disappointed as anybody, but I'm just not the type of person that necessarily wants to fall in line with conspiracy theories that, sometimes the most simple explanation is the right one. And it is that this is what people wanted for a reason that I will never understand.
Yeah, well, like I said, the economy, and really a lot of people are not in favor of homosexuality. They don't care about women's rights. A lot of that stuff, a lot of the stuff that Kamala was running on are things that people don't really care about. They care about the border. And so, and if he has this aggressive approach to border security, that speaks to some people.
But you had mentioned this in one of our texts. We were talking about that. And it's like, but there was one on the table that they crossed over, they crossed over the aisle on it and agreed that it was great that she had came up with. And he called Congress and had them shut it down. And you had mentioned, I wonder if that's what he's going to pull out the bag and try to use as his border.
His border plan.
Because they said, several people crossed over and was like, okay, this is good. Let's get this signed. Let's get this in. And he shut it down so he could have something to run on. Mm-hmm. So it's like, so what plan does he have? So when you said that, I was like, I'm really looking into that, because I am going to look to see if that's what he does when he does it. If he uses that same plan that she had, that he shut down.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, because think about it, he has such a strong disdain for Obamacare, and you would have thought with him speaking so adamantly against Obamacare that when he got in office the first time, that would have been gone. We'd had a new healthcare plan and stuff like that, but yet we still have it. So was it really that bad? So in my mind, you didn't really have a plan. You didn't have a better plan, so you just gonna keep running with this one. In this case, I can veto what y'all come up with. Now that knowing that he was gonna get back in office, now I can implement this plan, and who's gonna okay, I can take credit for it, just like he took credit for the stimulus checks and things of that nature. So, but people won't see that. Some people won't see that or turn a blind eye to it. And that's kind of like what we do just as humans in general anyway. We kind of turn a blind eye to things that we really don't want to take note of. Like I'm turning a blind eye to the fact that, she really did lose. And and saying that it couldn't have been some shenanigans. It had to be some shenanigans that she lost. But in reality, there were some things that she could have done differently, or the Democratic Party could have done differently to ensure a Democratic win. But here we are.
Biden got too cocky to me. Biden got very cocky because he said that he was running that one term just so that Trump wouldn't win. So a year or two into that, when they're coming to you stating, hey, we need to start getting some candidates out here, let's start figuring this out, when he kind of pushed it back, and they kept pushing, we need to get people out here so they can get these rallies, get on the campaign trail, so they can have their debate, see who's going to, do it the right way. Oh, I'm just going to run again. And it was like, well, that's not what you said. And then you waited till the last minute, literally, to say, okay, I'm going to back out. I'm not putting it all on him, but I'm saying a big part of that, when you have all the other Democrats in the Senate and stuff and Congress basically saying, we got to get some candidates out here. We need to get some people out here to see who's going to run against him. So while they're trying to push you to do that, homie, what my girl call him on, what's the name? Big T, he's already doing he's been doing rallies for the past couple of years. That's all, because he likes attention. So that's all he's doing is getting out here in these people's faces. But what I find, I'm not even going to say funny, because at first I was upset, but now I almost feel sorry for some of his supporters, because how you just talked about Obamacare, a lot of you, not a lot of them, I should say, voted on hate and whatever other reason, maybe the economy, but some of them, most of them, we know hate. We don't like homosexuals. We don't care about the women's rights, this, and that. Most of them, more of them are on Obamacare than Democrat. True. So then what? So who are you guys going to? It's almost like, and my mom said it best. She said, I hate it for them, but it's almost like good, because y'all don't have nobody to blame now. You can't blame Biden. You can't blame, everything's going to be right here on him. Does it suck? Yeah, but this is what you guys voted for, and it's going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt us in the long run.
Yeah, I agree. Were you going to say something, Brian?
I'm sorry, Brian.
Nope, you're good.
I thought he was going to say something. I think the one thing to kind of piggyback off what you were saying about Biden is, I think the male ego sometimes is damaging. And I think that could have been part of, this is my own speculation, that could have been the reason why he didn't call it quits after one term and decided he was going to run again, thinking that he had it in the bag and stuff like that. And then it takes a lot, to conceive, especially I can only imagine in that position of power, giving that all that up and stuff like that. Because look how long he waited, to say I'm a bow out. So,
but your male ego, is your male ego more important than the country type thing? You kind of gotta. I know. But I'm like,
think about everyday life situations. The male ego is yeah. In some cases it can be. One of the things right now that's hot on the presses and within last night, today, is this tariff situation. So we're gonna watch this little clip as he talks about the tariff, and then we can discuss it a little bit.
We have some huge breaking news right now. Donald Trump has officially announced his tariffs policy, and it's as bad, really, as you can expect. He has announced 25% tariffs on all goods coming in from Mexico and Canada, while 35% tariffs on all goods coming in from China. These tariffs are going to raise costs on American consumers, without a doubt. And big box retailers like Walmart and Lowe's have already said that if Donald Trump imposes tariffs on Chinese-made goods, they're going to raise costs on American families. Well, here we go, folks. That's what's about to happen. People voted for this economic policy, and now with this economic policy, people are going to be hurting in their pockets. Because when you think about it, a 35% tariff on Chinese goods make up a vast majority of imported goods here in America. That's only going to raise costs on consumers, and the same thing goes for Mexican goods and Canadian goods that have a 25% tariff on them. We won't really know how this economic policy plays out until he takes office, so he could very well switch it, but this is what he plans on doing on day one. Comment below your thoughts, spread the word, and follow along for all the news you need to know about.
There you have it. So that's, hot off the press, because I think this is just recent news as of last night. And what are your thoughts on this tariff situation?
Brian, I'm gonna let you go.
I was gonna say, I think some of it is a bit overblown. Like Mexico and Canada in particular, like China, I could definitely see him going that route. But, he spent 4 years of his previous term renegotiating the North American Free Trade Agreement with Mexico and Canada. I think this is a scare tactic to go back to the negotiating table on that previous agreement. I feel like him actually implementing that would be legally troublesome for him. Not that that has ever stopped him from doing anything, but I'm hopeful that that's a negotiation tactic rather than an actual policy. But this is one of those things where, kind of Ronnie already hinted at this on another topic, but this is one where I kind of hope that some people feel some pain about this. Yeah, prices going up is going to suck, but I'm going to be fine. But there's a lot of people I know that won't, and I kind of hope it hurts. So,
I can say trying about $3 eggs down, just wait, or $5 eggs down, just wait. So, yeah,
They really gonna be eating the cats and the dogs.
Yeah, for real.
Well,
it won't be a lot next time.
And I was just reading today talking about how retaliatory tariffs have hurt us more than tariffs helped us when he implemented them before. Countries putting like American-made goods, putting tariffs on those, and really hurting American companies, and that actually has already happened, especially in like some food import or food export areas, rather, from what I understood from the article that I read. And so I'm curious to see how that goes.
Yeah,
as a whole, we import far more than we export. So to, jeopardize the little export that we do may not be the wisest thing, but I don't know that he necessarily thinks that far ahead.
Yeah. I think, one of the things that I had read about this tariff situation he's doing is that he's also using it as a way to help control immigration. That's part of it, is the immigration. One of the things I didn't get a chance to make it in, but I do want to play a little piece of it, is that what the Mexican president had to say in response to this tariff situation. So hopefully you guys can hear it.
Well, very sternly, as a matter of fact, Mexico's president held a press conference this morning in response to President-elect Donald Trump's threat to impose tariffs on Mexico, actually. But Jim, as you know, all of these things are intermingled. Mexico's president was very firm. She called out President-elect Donald Trump, saying that both Mexico and the United States collaborate on a lot of different levels, including economically. And in other words, she said that she's ready to respond in kind. Let me read to you a portion of that letter that she sent to President-elect Donald Trump. She said, quote, "President Trump, neither threats nor tariffs will solve the issue of migration or drug consumption in the United States. Cooperation and shared understandings are required to face these important challenges. Imposing one tariff would mean another comes in response." I'm going to read that one more time because these are very important words from Mexico's president. Imposing one tariff would mean another comes in response, continuing like this until we put shared companies at risk. Now, the tone of this letter is very important because Mexico.
So kind of goes along with what you guys have been saying about this, and so we're unfortunately the decision of, I can't even say of a few, because in this case a decision of many is going to affect us all in reality. And I know we get, I believe it's oil from Canada, so that's going to, fuel prices is going to go up. Then, a lot of the produce we get from Mexico. So can you imagine that's going to, the cost of that's as well. So, yeah. So it's going to be, I can't even say it's going to be interesting. It's going to be sad, truth be told.
Yeah.
We're going to pay the price also, though, even though we may want to see others hurt, we're going to pay the price for it as well. Some of the goods that we have to get. I need somebody interviewed, CNN interviewed, Jasmine Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett today, and she was talking about it. And she's a great example that some people, I guess, in a way that some people wouldn't initially think of when they think of the tariffs and stuff like that. She broke it down. She said, like the computer that you have right now on your desk, the various parts of that computer come from different areas. And so if you put tariffs on each, part or piece that you need to build this computer, that's going to, therefore increase the price of the computer because, the cost of getting it here is going to be higher. People don't think of it like that. I think in a lot of cases they may think of it's just kind of one dimensional. Well, so what? We're not going to get, avocados from Mexico. We can get it from somewhere else, or we can just and a third. But the reality of it is a lot of the things that we have in our everyday life that we probably don't even think of is going to be affected, and then also thinking about how the things that we export will be impacted. Iowa, really big for, what is it? Is it soybeans? I believe it's soybeans in Iowa. It's another one of those states in that region. So that's going to impact those farmers. And so,
yeah. Like Brian said, I do hope that it is a scare tactic for better negotiation. The only thing that makes me not believe that is that before, when he was in, he had people that would push back to kind of say, hey, that's probably not the, kind of sit them down for a minute and talk to him and say, that's not the best. Talk some sense into him, basically. Yeah. Well, now you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of yes men and clowns and whatever he wants. So that's kind of like he doesn't have that person to say, hey, chill for it. No, that's not a good idea. Let's sleep on it. Get back to it. Your hair looks nice today. Nice tie. Now let's talk, fluff you up. Now let's talk, let's talk about it. He has some crazies. And you had Musk say at the beginning, what did Musk say is gonna get real bad for the everyday working people.
He did say that. So yeah, we can only
with a straight face. But things have to get bad before they get good. That's what he said. And it's like some people can't afford it's already bad for some people. They can't afford for it to get worse.
Yeah. Yeah. And then naturally, I was thinking, I don't know if I said this to you earlier, Ronnie, but I was thinking that so you prices are going to be higher. People, naturally, crime is going to go up.
You did. Yep.
Now you're going to have all these police with immunity. It's going to be mayhem. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a recipe for destruction that I don't think I don't think everybody when they went to cast their vote thought this well all the way through. They didn't make an informed decision. We have a thing at work that we when we do like what do you call it, calibration and stuff like that. They say, kind of get rid of your biases, and they go through a whole list of different biases. And I think in this situation, a lot of people held on to their biases and let that guide them in making their votes. And so here we are. So I don't know.
Well, I think one thing, oftentimes tariffs are intended to be used as a means of making American-made products more competitive, and that's one of his talking points is that this will spur manufacturing in America. But the thing about that is one of his other policies of mass deportation of people. Even if you manage to create the jobs with these massive tariffs, who's going to do those jobs if you deport tens of millions of people? This all plays into it, and I hope that there's some kind of moderating force that says things don't actually have to happen, or these aren't the right moves to make. But I agree with Ronnie that this time around, he's not surrounded by people who are moderating forces. They are the exact opposite.
And I seen, Brian, with that, they were talking about, I might have sent this to me and Mario sent each other stuff so much. Our text chain is ridiculous. But it was a guy basically stating, and it made sense how once he got into office, the private prisons, all that went up. So he's like, that mass deportation is going to cost so much money that we're already in debt that, we don't have. So what are they going to do? More than likely put them in these facilities and make them still work, but they're not obviously getting paid for it. So you're still going to be out there in the fields, and you're still going to work and get it done. Because if you send them all back and we have nobody to work them, America will just completely crumble, literally. So I was like, that does make sense. I hope that's not the case, but he was making sense.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Let's see what this other story is talking about.
Hold on real quick, because I can tell you who's not going back in the field to do nothing. Okay, that's it. Sorry, I just want to change.
Ain't that it?
Won't be rude. Just telling you that right now.
Why does the Latino vote differ so much from the black vote?
Because we got our own white people.
Oh.
And people don't understand that we have all, and the assimilation possibility for Latinx, Latin people is higher. People can come from other parts of Latin America, marry white as like they're told to do, assimilate and assume a white identity that black people cannot escape from. So they will continue to vote in that way because to them that's upward mobility. And unfortunately for us, success means being patted on the back. Not all of us, because y'all gonna go crazy on Twitter. I ain't got a Twitter, so it's okay. But they get the pat on the back from white people, and they feel like that's what being American is.
Damn.
And that colorism is real in our community. It is real.
What y'all think about that?
I love that she said it because so many people will try to deny that. So I love that she said that out loud. And did you catch how she said, marry white, how we're told to do? Yeah.
So, I mean, there it could be why a lot of Latinos voted for Trump. They don't, in many cases, they're not just Latinos, but think about, I'm sure there's a lot of gays that voted for Trump that didn't see, don't see themselves in some of the rhetoric that he was, speaking at some of these rallies. That don't apply to me. I know one of the big ones that has been getting a lot of heat is like Caitlyn Jenner.
Mm-hmm.
They've been on her head heavy because, here she is, a transgender woman, but shows up in the world as a white man. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of a contradiction in reality because you can't, in my mind, you can't fight both fights.
Yep. Every time I hear Caitlyn talk, I'm like, I'm confused because I'm like, do you not understand that they don't care for you? Like, I don't get it, and I don't understand how she doesn't get it. I guess that's what throws me off. Like, you are really going to bat, and they would look at you crazy and tell you not to go in the right bathroom. So I don't even, huh?
Ooh. Brian, were you ready to say something for?
I was going to say, I've also heard people talk about within the Hispanic community of people voting that way kind of as a means of, for lack of a better term, gatekeeping. Like, I'm in this okay position, and even though you look or talk the same language as I do, you don't necessarily need to attain what I have attained. And like, there's that kind of gatekeeping of success or status that I don't know anybody who has voted that way, so I cannot definitively say that people are voting like that, but I have definitely heard that is a component of it as well.
I believe that. And Ronnie, you mentioned something about I know you just kind of breezed through it, but about that whole bathroom issue. And then you have, what's her name? Nancy Mace, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She, in the grand scheme of things, we have bigger fish to fry. We got these tariffs, we got all this kind of stuff. And now she's making it her personal mission to make it so uncomfortable for Senator-elect Sarah McBride. Why? What do you really have to? I mean, yes, she's the first openly trans senator. Let her do her thing. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing: she's not even not coming out, but that's not her agenda. She's not pushing the agenda. doing this for the betterment of, like she said, Delawareans. That's her focus. That's her drive. She's not trying to be the spokeswoman for trans rights or anything like that. She's looking out for her state, but yet she can't look. Nancy Mace can't look past all of that, and she's just focused on that one thing, you know. And I think that's horrible. And they're making a big deal about the bathroom situation. Come on now.
Yeah, and she has not tried to push that agenda on anybody. She doesn't even talk about it. So it's like, why are you just messing with her, just poking at her on purpose, which is also dangerous, you know, because a lot of people don't. We had a topic on that, a podcast on that, transgender. So you could it's dangerous for her. Let me say that. You don't know who may want to hurt her because of that. Clearly, all their what's names are not completely hinged, you know, so they're crazy. But I guess I feel like May should have other things to do.
I feel like she should.
Yeah. Because every time she speaks now, that's what she's speaking about.
Yeah, she ran off like it was an astronomical amount of like tweets or something like that just about this. You know, I'm like, God, you ain't got nothing else better to do than to, you know, and Sarah just living her life, doing what she's doing, you know, filling her causes and stuff like that. And it's really sad when you
minding her business.
Yeah.
Speaking of tweets, I got a couple people that watch our podcast that are no longer on X, and I appreciate it. Thank you. And don't buy any Teslas either.
Well, now the Teslas are selling now. The Tesla, and I got off the X, and I think I probably should have did it so drastically.
No, you should. You did right.
I was like, the day after, I was like, ooh, what?
You did. We need our own what's it called? Platform.
Yeah. I was asking Brian about Blue Sky last night because I've been hearing more about Blue Sky. So I was asking him about that because he's the, you know, the technology guy and stuff like that. He knows all those type of things. So I was like, oh, maybe. But he didn't have an answer for me. So now
Blue Sky. I never heard of it. But y'all know I don't even have a TikTok. I'm so lame.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do because your nephews will come in here and be like, yeah. No. I'm like, I can't look at your TikTok. I don't have it. So you gotta pull it up. Let me see. I don't know. But yeah. But
I was never big on X anyway, so like I've not been motivated to join Blue Sky, but I know definitely people are making that move, and I'm glad for it. But I'm sure it is a different world than what you may have used X for in the past, at least.
Oh yeah, I did listen. It wasn't for the commentary for me.
Absolutely,
for me, it wasn't for the commentary. It was for the visuals.
They say people on X and lost their mind. It has gotten worse since the election. That it's like sink or swim over there. That they are just going in. I read stuff like that on Facebook all the time. Like that, it has gotten worse because he won. So they are really just going. Yeah.
I was gonna say, right before we got on here, I was just reading an article talking about how Elon has admitted that he himself is controlling outside news sources being reposted on Twitter. Which, you know, the whole reason he said he bought it in the first place was to make it a location for free speech, and now he is restricting people from posting things that he doesn't like. So, shock.
Yeah.
The billionaire has fallen in line with an authoritarian.
There's more of that to come.
Yep.
And I don't know if you guys have heard, I think it was a breaking story today about Walmart rolling back some of their DEI.
I'm a Target shopper. Target can have my money.
Yeah. But
and they donated so much, though. You know, they donated a lot to his campaign. Walmart was one of the big contributors, too. To Trump's campaign. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't have a problem with you donating to his campaign, but when you, I guess, doing things such as this, that kind of sends more of a message to me than anything else. And because I also feel like there are going to be more companies coming forward doing the same thing. But with that whole DEI thing in mind, something happened at the University of Austin. So let's take a look at that.
As for admissions, UATX swaps DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, for what some call MEI, merit, excellence, and intelligence.
Gender, race, ethnicity, what is the factor of that in your admissions decisions?
We don't take any of that into consideration in admissions. The primary thing that we're interested in is the mind.
Meaning what?
The kind of capacity to think deeply, to answer questions, to challenge norms.
I got to tell you, we did not see a particularly diverse student body.
We are putting resources into finding talent of an intellectual variety. And if you're interested in diversity, I recommend you look at the social backgrounds of our students, at the family circumstances of our students.
High-profile UATX donors include Trump-backing billionaire Bill Ackman, a Harvard grad who vocally criticized his school after October 7th, and Harlan Crow, close friend of conservative Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Critics attack UATX as a right-wing university simply wearing the cloak of free speech.
What do you guys think?
I did like that phrase, the right wing under the cloak of free speech. Yeah. It describes so much of the right anyway. But was the headline was talked about them ending DEI efforts, but it almost sounds like they never even had them to begin with.
Sure.
So, I mean, the fact that you looked around and it was not a particularly diverse place means that they were never aiming for diversity. They were, definitely curating a particular experience.
Yeah, and then also the thing about it too is I think I was trying to allude to that earlier, is that a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of businesses, a lot of industries are going to forego DEI, and there was no repercussions for it any longer. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like we can do whatever we want to. And I think sometimes some people look at DEI efforts as a way of, or getting rid of those things as a way of kind of getting rid of the minorities, not realizing that women are still a minority. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think people look at it that way. They maybe a lot of times look at it as, black and brown people or something like that. But women are a minority, and that's going to impact them as well. I don't know. And this is kind of off subject, but I was telling Pierre, I was like, what's going to also change now after January 20th is that Crown Hair Act that a lot of black people have been, I am not my hair. Don't discriminate because I'm doing this, that, and third. You better get you some wigs and some, I hate to say it that way, but all that coming here, and the natural hair is unfortunate, but a lot of that stuff might go by the wayside.
Yeah. I guess my biggest issue is I don't understand why people feel that DEI, they just hired you because you're black. You have to have the talent, or you have to be smart. And it's like, if it's Harvard or Yale and African Americans or other minorities get in, trust me, it's not because they're black. They still had to take the test.
Right.
And pass with certain numbers to even get in. This is just so our applications can be seen, because before, if you were black, Asian, or anything outside of white, they didn't even have to look at your application. They could just say no. So you still have to be smart, and you still have to have the qualifications to even go there. So I don't know why. Well, you shouldn't just be able to get it just because you're black. Your son shouldn't be able to get it just because you went there either. But there they are. So I'm confused, because isn't that DEI, or is it close, right? I mean, we went here too, so we just gonna throw some money at you so we can get them in. And they don't even know what they're doing. They're not smart. But you got this black man or this black woman or whoever else over here that killed the test, but they can't get in because we're going to get this person in. And it doesn't make any sense. It's like, you still have to be qualified. They're not just saying, okay, we need another black person, so we're going to let you in. No, you still have to interview. You still have to take tests. Like all of that. So what do people not get about that?
Yeah.
Or they're taking our jobs. Well, you didn't pass the test, so nobody took your job. I was more qualified because you didn't do so good.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, when you are used to a world that caters to you, as a lot of white people are, anytime that it doesn't, it seems unfair. Even though it's ultimately making it more fair for everyone else, it feels unfair when you're the one being perceived to be excluded.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think in some cases it's easier to say, to push the narrative that is, they gave it to you because of X, Y, and Z versus really being able to say, oh, well, you really have the credentials, you really earned it, you really should be here. It's easy to say, they gave it to you. Disregard everything else that may show that you needed that, you needed to be there, you deserve to be there just as well as anybody else. So
Yeah,
I don't know, guys.
Administration is DEI. I mean,
who?
If we talk, majority of this administration is DEI.
In the pejorative way that they use the phrase DEI hires, absolutely.
Yeah, right. That is true. You know what I found? What is that? Who is that? Was he a congressman or was he a senator that we be talking about, Ronii? And he was on an interview. What is his name? The black guy. He was on
Byron.
So he is. What's this? Byron? Is it Daniels? Byron?
I'm great. Look, he works us up, Brian. He works me, baby. He works us
into
up.
Into a tizzy. You can tell. You can tell that he is definitely a man's man and don't feel like a woman has any place.
Donald's, yes.
Donald.
Yeah. Yes.
Doesn't feel like a woman has a place in anything. When he was on the Breakfast Club, he couldn't stand Angela Rye was speaking. That just worked his soul. Then he was on a recent interview and they were asking him, was he upset that he hadn't gotten a cabinet nomination? And of course he did that whole talking around the block kind of game, like, oh, no, I'm not upset because there's something better in store for me. Dude,
no, there's not.
I guess you can't fall on your sword and say, I made the wrong, make the wrong choice. And now you go, just continue to charades to the end. But come on, you knew that. Ain't no place.
Add that he said, he in so many words, he was like, there aren't any black qualified black something. And it's like, but you're kissing his butt. So you're not qualified. So you're saying you're not qualified, but you're taking up, because that's what I'm getting to when you say it's no qualified. Yeah. Qualified black one. So okay, I guess. Yeah, he raises our blood pressure up early.
Early in the morning, it'd be 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd be like, come on now. Come on with this BS, man.
Early.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. I don't know what, as I think when I watch The View every day, one of her things is, I'm not going to get upset just yet. We got to wait and see what happens. And so from one standpoint, I understand what she's saying. I understand where she's coming from. Wait and see what happens and then get upset, I guess. Yeah. However, just how things are progressing, it definitely makes me uneasy. It definitely makes me uncomfortable. It definitely makes me just have a greater sense of anxiety. And so I don't know, and of course she could probably say, I'm just going to sit back and wait and see, because she not only, she's a black woman. Yes, I'm not discrediting that, but she's also a person with money. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes that changes people's perspective on how they view things to take place. Just like Charlemagne, he was very much so adamant about, Trump is this and Trump is that, and don't you think he's a fascist, and don't you think this and the third? And then day after the election, we're just gonna have to come together and I'm like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Where's all that anger? Where's all that angst? But then again, you are a man of privilege. Yeah, you're a black man, so I get that, and I'm not discrediting that, but you still are a man of privilege because your money opens doors for you that that many it doesn't. They don't have that. So I don't know. We'll see.
They just keep slapping us in the face. Not slapping us in the, like, literally, you know what I mean? Just you just said January 20th in my head. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me y'all gonna inaugurate this man on Martin Luther King? I have a problem with that. I don't like it.
Yeah, ain't gonna be no marches this year. There's no marches like in the past. It ain't gonna be marching, and it's gonna be. We'll see. But switching gears a little bit for our last little story here. I don't know if you guys use DoorDash, but we have a DoorDash story.
Hey, is it wrong?
We did this one already, and
I was
I've
gonna
already
say, I
given
think
my
we
opinion
did this
about
one,
this.
and they need to put the dog.
Ronnie was not on.
Ronnie wasn't on here, but listen, I love that story. Pierre plays that shit for me, and it gets me excited every time. I don't know why, because that lady was running away from the damn dog and stuff like this. She's probably terrified, but that shit just.
She could have got hit by a car. She could have ran right out in the street and got hit by a car because of this dog.
Listen. She was that brings me not brings me joy that she's scared, but it just it makes my day. It just makes my day. What were you gonna say, Brian?
Oh, nothing. I'm just gonna say it is funny. I just
yeah,
I completely see the humor in it. I can also see the negative side.
Oh yeah, she can get hurt. She could she could probably sue, or something like that. If she was smart, she would sue the people, wouldn't she?
Yeah, because put your dog up
necessarily do that, but
she can't sue.
I mean, unless there was something that actually resulted from it. I suppose you could try to argue emotional distress or something, but I think you'd have a hard time with that one.
I suggest she get to starting to work it out. Ironically enough, guys, and I know how I always talk about in my neighborhood. I always say, "Oh my God, something bad. It'd be the first." So last night, because there's this little Facebook group, right? Computer, he was like, "Hey, did you lock your car?" And I was like, "Oh, yes, I guess, yes." So he showed me the video of this Facebook group that there was a guy that had went to a couple of houses and was like attempting to break into cars, like open. And I was like, "See that y'all would never believe this when I be saying." All it takes is one. All it takes is one incident, one thing like that. So I don't be, y'all think I'm crazy. Like, oh, he just crazy. No, one incident. Now, I'm sure these people around here didn't think they was gonna be, have to experience this, and they did. Unfortunately,
you hit that lock 100 times when you get out now, don't you?
I sure did. Yeah, I sure did. I got up to make sure that it was locked, and then today I'm like, making sure. But it's that sad. I'm trying to tell you that I always be saying, "Oh, not in my neighborhood. Oh my God, it was we never experienced such things." And look. So I don't want to be that one to ever say that, because anything can happen. And these little chihuahuas I got, they ain't gonna do it.
If more can happen, like you said, it's gonna get bad. People are hurt and they ain't got no money. They're gonna start robbing, all kind of stuff. And I don't tell them I don't have nothing for you. Please don't even try to come after me. I don't got nothing for you.
That
nothing.
Sad but true. That is
yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
like I'm hurt, I can't afford food for my family, but I see you going in and you look like you might have a little. So let me see what I can. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. You know what I hope though is I hope that I know we're in the holiday season, and I hope that people don't blow the bank on Christmas like they normally would in a lot of ways. Hear people say like, oh, they blow the bank on Christmas and then make spend the first 2 or 3 months of the year paying for it.
Mm-mm.
You may not have that opportunity to recoup. You may, so, excuse me. I would say be sensible and kind of see this thing through and say, well, we'll have a mid-year Christmas if things engage at how things are going. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, you one give here, one give. I know the kids ain't gonna understand that. However, they ain't gonna understand either that while in December we had something to eat, in February you know what I'm saying, we ain't got nothing to eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad. It is. That's my only word, is to keep using it. That is sad, and it pains me that people have not fully thought through this whole process and the ramifications of what is going to happen for everybody, not just the people that you wanted to target, for everybody, because we're all gonna feel this unless we're billionaires and millionaires.
Yeah,
we're all gonna feel this.
Yeah,
and I selfishly, I hope Beyonce don't think she's gonna try to go on tour next year, because the one I've been teasing Marcus and said, "Oh, she going on tour. We going. He ain't even got to worry about me tapping him on his shoulder now to say we going," because She going on tour. We just gonna have to watch it on the movie because I'm not finna do that.
When she come out on Netflix, because she gonna come. She's gonna put it on there.
Well, that's where I'll be seeing her at, but I won't be I won't be in that number at the stadium. I can't do it. Listen, be paying for Beyonce and she living her life, and here I am on Skid Row. No. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
I want to sing the song so bad, but I won't do it. Anybody on Skid Row? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta tell her, B, we ain't got it, and you know we don't got it, B.
Right.
Relax. Do
Not.
a free concert. Do a free concert.
First me, you want me to be a real fan? Do that.
Or a $5 concert, something.
You know what I'm saying? Do like Madonna did. I don't know if you remember Madonna, her last tour, when her last show in Rio.
Mm-hmm.
She did it on the beach.
I think I remember seeing that. I didn't know it was free. I think I remember seeing that.
I think it was miles and miles and miles of people. You know, of course, you probably, they had the big screens that you could see and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought that was amazing because a star of that caliber, you know what I'm saying? Like she's like, I'm sure she got some kind of kickback or whatever. But at the end of the day, you were just able to be in that moment with Madonna, who's an icon, So
yeah.
Let's see. All right, guys, we're gonna get into this uplift for the week. So today I am going to provide the uplift. Actually, I have two.
Come on, two.
Something that I saw on, I know, right? You get your Spanish together.
For real.
But no, it says adults need villages too, not just children. Surround yourself with good people. And a little bit of why this spoke to me, really not just spoke to me, just really spoke to me, resonated with me. Coming off the heels of Friendsgiving, I legitimately was on a extreme high from just the fellowship and what I consider to be a lot of those who are in my village. And I've said to Pierre often is that spend a lot of time trying to recreate that here, and but realizing that, hey, I don't necessarily need to recreate that. I already have it, and maybe just need to make it more of an effort to get back there to experience that. But it really hit me really hard after Friendsgiving. So it was just like, it's just amazing. There's an effortless, good time, good, camaraderie, a little playing the dozens here or there, you know what I'm saying? But it's all love. And you walk away from it feeling like it's all love. So it was a good thing. You should have came. You should have. Your cousin was in rare form.
But and I love her. I'll be with her Saturday. Loves her in rare form. Loves it.
She was in rare form. I think she even had a little piece of something, but she was in rare form. Should have got that on camera because she was definitely an entertaining force. But no, it was just a good feeling. And to me, that was probably the one, since we've been doing Friendsgiving, I think that I walked away from this one just feeling the most fulfilled.
Okay, that's good. I'm coming to the next one. Well, I'll probably see y'all before. We ain't gonna wait that long. I'll see y'all before.
Yeah.
But,
well, I don't know. I may have to move to
because I got a thing. My mom sent me a Candy Crush. She's so funny. She sent me this thing where it's like in Italy. They are, it literally, it says, if you want to get away from this next administration, like it's like a little town in Italy they're trying to build back up, where there's like basically giving homes away for like $1 or $5. So it's like Americans can come over here and help us get our stuff back up. I said, well, Mama, don't tempt me. Let's see what happens. And then if I need you to go ahead and get you one and put 5 down on the one next to you for me, then we'll figure it out.
There you have it. Generational wealth.
Yes.
All right. So now
I may have to all pack up and meet me over there. Okay.
Ain't that it? So my last
go on to the next one. Will you read the first one again?
Oh. Let me see. Let me find it again, Brian. Adults need villages too, not just children. So surround yourself with good people. Did you have a little?
Thank you.
Was it something you wanted
No,
to
I did not hear the word villages the first time, so that was.
Oh, so that's why you
I
were
was
looking at
just
me crazy, like, what the hell are you talking about, village?
Not at all. Like I understood ultimately the context. I understood, but I just wanted to make sure that I heard it properly the second time. So.
Yes, yes. Because you know we always the saying it takes a village to build. It takes a village to raise a child. So saying that as adults we need villages as well. Not to say I needed to break it down for you like that, because I'm sure you understood. But no, I have to understand. I've been going back and forth with Pete all weekend because he let me have it when I be trying to clarify things. Another story for another time. Anyway, so another one comes from Tabitha Brown. Despite what anybody may have to say to you or about you today, you are enough. Yesterday you were enough. Today you are enough. Tomorrow you will be enough. Forever you're enough. So carry that with you on your journey throughout the week. And when you get to sit around the table and everybody asks you to hold hands and tell everything that you're thankful for this year, you know, keep that in your mind, I guess. Anyway.
I like Tab too.
Yes. She has some little nuggets, a lot of little nuggets, a lot of life lessons and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, all right, guys. Well, you have a happy Thanksgiving. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Off Topic Podcast on IG and YouTube. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't wish an early birthday, but by the time this comes on, it can say belated birthday to Adam, who's planning the bash of the year tomorrow. He said he's so excited. So happy early birthday, happy belated birthday. So now I covered all
the bases.
Yeah, yes, all bases. So hopefully
November's the best. It's just the best month. I don't know. Sagittarius are fucking awesome. So
yeah, I agree with Sagittarius are awesome. I would say that, but December's not quite here yet. So, but I'll let you guys have it. That's okay. It's all right.
Are you a Sagittarius too?
Yes. I'm on the last day.
Oreo, that is how.
Yes.
From day one, I loved you. it was something. Okay.
See.
That's why I got my tree up.
See, I see it. Yeah, I have to put mine up, but I'm trying to wait because we do this little competition. P and I do this competition, and last year he put me in a rush to put my tree up, and then he came with this little shenanigans. And I mean, I'll give it to him. The tree was very nice, but I was like, you rushed me. I didn't allow me to get my creative juices to flow and everything like that. And then he come and he doing all this spectacular. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to pull up pictures of that tree and show y'all, because I was like, so this year I'm trying to slow walk it, but I think he's trying to wait me out. So it'll probably be December 20th before we get these trees up. Because don't nobody want to lose. But anyway, again, happy Thanksgiving, guys, and we will see you all soon.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Bye, guys.